I love preservation. I've been a preservationist all my life. It helps us to remember the past, and it gives us an opportunity to look forward to the future.
Historical preservation is an area where you have to be tenacious yet cooperative with people. It's a strange combination.
Saving a building, restoring, preserving a building brings the life into the community.
Buildings absolutely define a community. Look at it this way. What if the only thing we had in our community were malls? It's not the same value as your history, what makes Baton Rouge, Baton Rouge.
At the Foundation for Historical Louisiana, we have all worked tirelessly to preserve our state's history and culture for many, many years. But this work is about so much more than buildings, and nobody understood this better than Carolyn Bennett. Bennett arrived on the scene with a master's degree in English, a love for all things old, and a desire to become embedded in her new home of Baton Rouge. Reading an ad in the Help Wanted section of the State Times, she signed on to work for the group. Now, 40-plus years later, she's retiring and leaving a legacy of good about old things and their worth.
Carolyn Bennett being executive director for 40 years is amazing. That takes you from the early 70s to now, and that is the period of 9 U.S. presidents, if you think about it. And for Carolyn to be able to transform from saving a early plantation, Magnolia Mound, to the development of $30 million hotels in downtown Baton Rouge is a testament to the growth of FHL and the growth of Carolyn Bennett.
It was Carolyn's talent, perseverance, and passion that allowed her to be so effective in so many capacities. Preservation isn't always the most popular pursuit, but Carolyn always found a way to work with groups large and small.
Visiting homes and talking about seeing what the next place we could talk about saving. That's how we started. That just went from one house to the other and a building to the other. I'm so glad that everybody is so interested in just as much as we were then in '63.
One of my fondest memories of working with Carolyn is crawling through old, decrepit buildings, trying not to step through holes in the floor and pushing vines aside, trying to understand the buildings and the structure and when they were built and why they were there and what was interesting about them. But the buildings don't stand alone. She's been able to do that by developing broad partnerships across the community, by bringing lots of people on board, building constituencies and helping people accomplish broad goals that require cooperation and a long-term commitment. She's just been excellent at that.
She didn't like to ruffle people's feathers, but she made things happen. And I think it takes a certain personality to be able to do that. You get along with a wide base of people in the community to get us all together working toward something that's good. I think she was very good at that.
I think maybe the hardest part of her job is really fighting a fight when there aren't that many of you that are fighting. So Carolyn has always been there over the years. She's always been in the middle of these battles, and the community is a better place because of it.
In its purest form, a landmark establishes a location and gives those around it a sense of place. It was Carolyn's knowledge and ability to bring others together around a singular cause, coupled with initiatives like Treasures in Trouble, educational programs for youth and tourists alike, and the creation of historical tax credits that firmly establishes her mark on all of Louisiana.
This woman is a walking landmark herself. She knows so many people, she knows so many organizations that put the dots together to save a building like this. On a personal note, she's a sister from another mother. When I felt like the dream was slow, when I felt like giving up, when I got sick, when I got ill, Carolyn Bennett stepped in. She went to meetings for us, she gave advice, and she was able to help channel what we needed by knowing the people in context.
Carolyn is one of the most gracious, poised people that I know. She really tried to stay abreast of what was going on here at the mansion, the needs that we would have. She just came with a lot of knowledge, and I think was an inspiration to all of those who came through here.
Whether she's running a museum, educating the public, planning an event, saving buildings, talking to legislators, mayors, or movie stars, with her, preservation is pure. Her friends, peers, colleagues, and maybe even her opponents all agree. Carolyn Bennett is the face of preservation in Louisiana.
She's the face of preservation as far as I'm concerned. And it's been a joy to meet her and to work with her. And she's helped many other people, not just me. She's going to be hard to replace.
Imagine being able to drive through Baton Rouge and the surrounding area and seeing building after building that was saved because of your actions.
This community is better because of people like Carolyn that are fighting to preserve what is important to our history.
When you have a organization that people can call to get resources, knowledge, contacts, information to save buildings, preserve buildings, which impacts communities, those communities impact the whole state, then that says you have a legend among you. And Carolyn Bennett is one of those legends.